The American Civil War was a pivotal moment in United States history. It was a brutal conflict that pitted brother against brother. The war raged for 4 long years, from 1861 to 1865. It tested the very fabric of the nation. The outcome would determine the future of the United States. The war was a clash of 2 ideologies. The North, or the Union, was committed to preserving the nation. The South, forming the Confederate States of America, fought to maintain their way of life. This way of life heavily relied on enslaved labor. The Civil War remains a deeply resonant period in American history. It serves as a reminder of the fragility of democracy. It also highlights the enduring power of hope and resilience. It is a story that continues to fascinate and inspire us today. At the heart of the Civil War was the institution of slavery. For decades, the southern states relied on enslaved Africans for their agricultural economy. Cotton, tobacco, and other crops fueled their wealth. The North, becoming increasingly industrialized, viewed slavery as morally wrong. Beyond slavery, economic differences further divided the nation. The South favored low tariffs to encourage trade with Europe. The North, seeking to protect its industries, supported higher tariffs. The issue of states' rights also played a significant role. The South believed states should have more autonomy. They opposed federal interference in their affairs. The North, however, championed a strong central government. These fundamental disagreements created a chasm between the 2 regions. As tensions escalated, the South felt increasingly alienated. The election of Abraham Lincoln, a staunch opponent of slavery, in 1860, proved to be the breaking point. Fearing their way of life was under threat, 11 southern states seceded from the Union. The seceding states formed the Confederate States of America. They elected Jefferson Davis as their president. The Confederacy defended slavery as integral to their economy and culture. They asserted their right to self-governance. The stage was set for a confrontation that would test the nation's resolve. The first shots of the Civil War were fired at Fort Sumter in South Carolina on April 12, 1861. What began as a distant conflict soon transformed into a brutal war of attrition. Battles raged across the nation, leaving countless dead and wounded. The Battle of Gettysburg, fought in July 1863, marked a turning point in the war. This bloody 3-day battle resulted in heavy casualties on both sides. It ended in a Union victory and crippled the Confederacy's ability to invade the North. The Emancipation Proclamation, issued by President Lincoln in January 1863, was another pivotal moment. It declared the freedom of slaves in Confederate territories. This proclamation had a profound moral impact. It transformed the war into a fight for human freedom. Section 5. Lincoln, the president who held the Union together. Abraham Lincoln's leadership during the Civil War was instrumental in preserving the Union. He possessed unwavering determination and a deep commitment to preserving the nation. Lincoln's speeches, most notably the Gettysburg Address, eloquently articulated the principles at stake. He urged for a new birth of freedom and a government of the people, by the people, for the people. Despite facing immense pressure and setbacks, Lincoln never wavered in his belief that the Union must be preserved. His leadership inspired the North and ensured the survival of the nation. Section 6. Life and Death on the Home Front and Battlefields. The Civil War touched the lives of every American, both on the battlefields and the home front. Soldiers on both sides faced unimaginable hardships. Disease, hunger, and the constant threat of death were their daily realities. Women took on new roles, managing farms and businesses, and working in factories. They also served as nurses, tending to the wounded in makeshift hospitals. Civilians, caught in the crossfire, endured shortages of food, medicine, and other necessities. The war left an indelible mark on their lives. Section 7. Reconstruction, picking up the pieces. The Confederacy surrendered to the Union on April 9, 1865, marking the end of the Civil War. The nation, deeply divided and scarred by conflict, faced the daunting task of rebuilding. The period following the war, known as Reconstruction, was a time of immense change and upheaval. The Reconstruction era aimed to reintegrate the southern states into the Union and address the legacy of slavery. The 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments to the Constitution abolished slavery, granted citizenship to all persons born in the United States, including former slaves, and protected voting rights. However, Reconstruction faced significant challenges. Resistance from Southern whites, economic devastation, and political turmoil hampered progress. The legacy of slavery and racial discrimination continued to cast a long shadow over the nation. Section 8. The Civil War's Enduring Legacy. The American Civil War left an enduring legacy on the United States. It ended slavery and reaffirmed the strength of the Union. It also led to a period of significant social, political, and economic change. The war's impact can still be felt today in the ongoing struggle for racial equality, the balance of power between the federal government and states, and the interpretation of American identity. Section 9. Learning from the past, shaping the future. The American Civil War serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of dialogue, compromise, and unity. It reminds us that a house divided against itself cannot stand. It compels us to confront the legacies of injustice and inequality. By studying the Civil War, we gain a deeper understanding of our nation's past. We learn from its triumphs and tragedies. We are better equipped to navigate the challenges of the present and build a more just and equitable future for all.